Welcome back to Buy or Buy. Today we're looking at the 2023 to 2026 Nissan Z, the RZ34 7th generation, the long-awaited successor to the 370Z after a 6-year production hiatus. Retro-modern 240Z homage styling, 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 lifted from the Infiniti Q60 Red Sport 400, and the 6-speed manual still standard on sport and performance trims. Nissan 400 horsepower from a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6. 350 pound-feet, 6-speed manual standard. NISMO bumps it to 420 horses. 41 grand new base, 32 grand used today. 25 days average on dealer lots. These still move.
So, who is actually buying this retro-modern, sub-$50,000 rear-wheel drive two-seater today?
And what else are they cross-shopping?
Let's profile the exact buyer. First, you've got your hardcore 240Z and 300ZX heritage fans who are just heavily craving that retro-modern nostalgia. Then, you've got the 370Z graduates, the folks who patiently waited out a brutal 6-year hiatus to finally get a true manual successor. And of course, you've got your twin-turbo V6 enthusiasts. These are buyers who absolutely want a 400 horsepower coupe without paying exorbitant Porsche prices. And the cross-shop data here is relentless. The Z sits right at that $32,000 to $60,000 used mark. It's going directly head-to-head with the Toyota GR Supra A90 at $55,000, the Ford Mustang GT S650 at $44,000, packing a 480 horsepower naturally aspirated V8, and the BMW M240i at $50,000. You've also got lighter alternatives sneaking in, like the Subaru BRZ down at $30,000 for 228 horsepower, and the Mazda MX-5 ND2 at $29,000 for 181 horsepower top-down purity. Bottom line, the ultimate retro-modern, sub-$50,000 rear-wheel drive alternative. All right, let's aggressively shift gears and talk about the gems. Every single reason this specific chassis actually exists. Look at these powertrain specs. We are nerding out heavily on the 3.0-liter VR30 DDT twin-turbo V6. Lifted directly from the Infiniti Q60 Red Sport 400, this thing punches out 400 horsepower on the sport and performance trims and 420 horsepower on the NISMO. The 6-speed manual comes standard with a glorious XD clutch and active rev matching, spinning a real carbon fiber drive shaft on the manual cars. Or, if you prefer, you can opt for the Mercedes-derived 9-speed JR913E automatic. And that power translates directly into the chassis engineering. Nissan claims the evolved FM chassis uses 20% entirely new parts compared to the outgoing 370Z. They paired that with mechanical limited slip differential on the performance trim, massive Akebono large brakes, and Dunlop's B Sport Max GT600 tires. Step up to the NISMO and you get a double wishbone front suspension and genuine GTR-derived chassis tuning. But the absolute crucial point is how Nissan fused modern tech with pure, undiluted heritage. You get the 50-year 240Z homage styling assembled right in Tochigi, Japan at the GTR sister plant. Inside, there's a beautiful 12.3-inch digital cluster featuring 3 Tsugio Matsuda display modes sitting just below those classic 3-pod analog gauges. Add in a 9-inch infotainment screen, leather sport seats, and Bose 8-speaker audio. The economic value of grabbing a used twin-turbo 400 horsepower coupe with this level of pedigree for $32,000 is genuinely staggering. Bottom line, 400 horsepower Infiniti power wrapped in 240Z nostalgia. Okay, time to rip the Band-Aid off. Let's dive into the brutal, number-heavy reality check of ownership faults and known issues. Critical issue number 1, the VR30 DDT timing chain stretch. This is a known, documented issue carried over from its Infiniti days. If you buy a neglected car with spotty oil changes, you are staring down the barrel of a catastrophic $4,000 to $8,000 repair bill if caught late. Next up, the 9-speed JR913E automatic on the 2023 builds has documented harsh shifts and downshift hesitation requiring transmission TSB updates. High-pressure fuel pump failures on those exact same 2023 cars, that'll run you $800 to $1,500. Manual owners report occasional second to third shift grinding under aggressive use, and that newly revealed NISMO 6-speed manual, it's completely unproven long-term. You really have to contrast those moderate expenses against the daily annoyances. Moderate issues include brutal track day heat soak, reducing power, and rapid track wear on the Akebono brake pads, running up to $1,800 per axle. You've got 19-inch raised wheels that easily curb rash for $300 to $500 a pop, and driver's side door handle modules failing to the tune of $400 to $600. Then you have the daily drivability quirks.
passenger seat occupancy sensor, false triggers on cold starts, variable paint quality on the yellow and Sahara blue models, a Bose subwoofer hum at certain frequencies, mandatory 91 plus premium fuel getting just 18 to 19 mpg combined, a cramped 6.9 cubic foot fastback cargo area, and absolutely no convertible variant. Bottom line, strict 5,000 miles service records are non-negotiable. Verdict? Maybe. Let's deliver the highly nuanced final call. The 2023 to 2026 Nissan Z RZ34 is a genuinely good comeback for a legendary nameplate. You're getting a 400 horsepower twin-turbo V6 shared with Infiniti, a 6-speed manual standard, and stunning retro-modern 240Z homage styling right in that $32,000 to $60,000 used range. But the reality is the VR30 DDT engine carries known timing chain stretch concerns from its Infiniti days that will cost you up to $8,000 if you buy a neglected one. Furthermore, Edmunds testing clocked the manual 0 to 60 in 5.0 seconds flat. That is noticeably slower than the Toyota Supra at similar money. So here are your absolute exact buying parameters. Buy a 2024 or newer performance 6-speed manual under $40,000, but only if it has verified oil records every 5,000 miles. Buy the 2027 NISMO 6-speed manual under $58,000 when it officially launches in summer 2026. That is the exact spec this car always should have had. Buy to any 2023 automatic builds with gear hesitation that makes them transmission TSB candidates, and an absolute buy to anything with suspected dealer markups or zero service records. Before you pull the trigger, you absolutely have to cross-shop the Toyota Supra A90 manual. That $35,000 to $50,000 used Supra exists. It delivers similar performance, but it has a totally different powertrain character and demands a back-to-back test drive. Which leaves us here with the ultimate provocative question. Does the 400 horsepower retro soul of the Z actually outweigh the sharper Bavarian engineering of the Supra? Bottom line, get heavily caffeinated, get fully informed, and go test drive both right now to find out. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.